What if I told you you can build a YouTube business that's so automated that you only need to spend 1 to 4 hours a week on it? Yeah, I know. Sounds like BS, right? Everyone else is out here grinding 40 plus hours a week on their channels, editing till 3 a.m., and still barely getting views. But here's the thing. I've built multiple channels this way, and my clients have built channels this way too. And today I'm gonna show you exactly how I do it if I were starting out from scratch. We're gonna be going over the raw step-by-step process that I would personally use if I lost everything tomorrow and had to rebuild. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to build a profitable YouTube automation business from zero, even if you've never made a video before. So let's get into it. All right, so step one is understanding YouTube automation. And first things first, we gotta clear something up. A lot of the time when you hear YouTube automation, you might think faceless channels with AI generated slop content, right? Well, that's not necessarily correct. YouTube automation just means creating systems that let you produce content efficiently. That's it. Sometimes this might be faceless, sometimes it might be a personal brand, or it could even be a company. Look at Simplilearn, for instance. Massive channel, tons of views, and they have contractors recording videos for them. And in some cases, they're recording 10-hour courses. That's automation, but it's not faceless. However, on their channel, they do have some faceless examples. For instance, they have a video called What is Digital Marketing? And this video was just a hand-drawing animation video with a voiceover. And I remember I saw this video a few years ago and I decided to see if I could do the same thing. So I made a video called What is Marketing? I threw it up on my channel and at first it did okay, but over the years it has gotten hundreds of thousands of views. In fact, it's close to getting 1 million views now. And every day it's still getting hundreds or even thousands of views. So if we look into this video, you'll see that it has over 800,000 views right now, and it's made over $6,500. And this video, even years later, is still making me $6 a day. And it was a faceless hand-drawing animation video. I didn't write the script, and I could have easily had someone else do the voiceover. So you can go faceless, or you can choose the personal brand route with automation. And the principles are the same, but I'll show you what I'd personally choose if I was starting today. All right, so step two is choosing your niche. And this is something that people get caught up on for years. There are people out there that have literally delayed making content for years because they couldn't figure out what their niche is. And that's why we made a custom niche GPT that has hundreds of hours of me actually coaching people on how to pick their niche. And you can check that out down in the description and the pinned comment below. And this niche GPT could potentially save you years of time because it's gonna ask you questions and you can have conversations with it and it will help you to pick your niche. Now, of the people who actually do start and they pick their niche, the biggest mistake that people make is picking random niches that they know nothing about. That is a recipe for disaster. But they also don't understand a fundamental truth. And this fundamental truth is that you are the niche. So you need to solve problems that your younger self had. That's the easiest way to create valuable content because chances are thousands of other people are facing those exact same problems right now. Now for this demonstration, let's say I used to work in general IT and I successfully transitioned into a cybersecurity role. Now I'm not actually a cybersecurity guy, but let's imagine that I am. I would be making content for my younger self, teaching other IT professionals how to break into cybersecurity. Now let me show you how I would research my niche. First, I'm gonna go and head over to Google Trends, and this is completely free. And I'm gonna type in a keyword like cybersecurity career, and boom, look at this upward trend. People are desperate to get into this field. Next, let's go over to search volume. And you can see that thousands of people are searching how to get into cybersecurity from IT every single month. Next, let's do a competitor analysis. And by the way, having competition is a good thing. You need competition. If nobody's doing it, that's a terrible sign. That's like a red flag. That probably means that nobody's watching it either, right? There's a reason why you don't find McDonald's and Walmarts in the middle of the desert because there's no demand for McDonald's or Walmarts in the middle of the desert, right? So competition is actually a good thing in most cases. Now check this out, Boyd Cluess. He went from IT to cybersecurity and he now runs a 7-figure training company. So if you type his name into Google, you'll find that he's featured on Forbes, right? And on this Forbes feature, it shows that he's making 7 figures a year doing this. And this proves that there's serious money in this niche. Now within cybersecurity coaching at first, I would focus on specific sub-niches: resume building, interview prep, certification guidance, or breaking in with no experience. And these topics are gold mines because they solve specific urgent problems.
What's happening, guys? In the editing process of this video, and I have an opportunity for a select group of people. So these are people who are serious about growing their personal brand on YouTube. So basically, we figured out recently how to grow a personal brand and combine all the upsides of a personal brand with the upsides of automation, right? Using AI, using things like this to basically grow your personal brand 10 times faster, which in the past used to take decades to do. And now you can do it significantly faster. And you can do this to get a better job. We work with beginners that just want to get a better job with their personal brand. You can do this to make money as a side hustle. We work with a lot of people like that. We can do this to make more money if you already have a side hustle or a small business. Or if you're already crushing it on YouTube, we can help you crush it 10 times more. We've worked with people like that as well. I literally can show clients at each level, people that we've gotten from 0 to over 10K, 0 to like over 30K, from like 1K per month all the way up to 185K per month, from around 30K per month all the way up to over 500K per month. So literally at every single level, and it works for everyone in every situation. With that being said, we are only working with 3 to 5 people, and they have to be people who are very serious, right? People who are dedicated to making this work. So if you think you're that type of person, go ahead and apply it down in the description and the pinned comment below, and you can be part of our group of 3 to 5 that we help. So see you there. Have a good one.
Okay, so step 3 would be deciding my channel approach. All right, so you've got 2 main options, faceless or personal brand. Now the faceless pros is there's privacy, less intimidating to start, and there's no need to be on camera. The personal brand pros is there's higher trust, better monetization, and a much stronger connection with your audience. Now let me be really honest with you. Have you ever bought anything from a faceless YouTube channel? Probably not, but I bet you've bought something from a personal brand, or at least made a purchasing decision from a personal brand's recommendation. And you've probably done it dozens, if not hundreds of times. Maybe it was merch from your favorite creator, or it was a course from somebody that you trust, or it was just somebody who was reviewing a camera or a type of laptop. And when I was younger, I started with a faceless channel too. I was literally like little Shane in his basement, not wanting to show my face, thinking I could build this empire without putting myself out there. But here's the truth. People need to know you, like you, and trust you before they'll spend a significant amount of money on your products or services. That's just human psychology. Look at this comparison, for instance. Here's Seth's digital marketing video. Great engagement, tons of comments, and people tagging him saying, "You changed my life." Now look at this faceless AI content on the same topic. The information might be similar, but no connection. And for this cybersecurity coaching channel, I'd tell you to start faceless if you're camera shy, but plan to transition to showing your face eventually. Why? Because this can work. This actually worked for one of my clients, Wiz of Ecom, for instance. He started with just a cartoon avatar in his thumbnail and faceless videos. But once he started showing his face, his channel exploded, and his conversion rates went through the roof. And he was able to do a really cool face reveal where a bunch of people who had been watching his content were super curious about who he was. So you could start either way, but I would recommend actually creating a personal brand channel. And that's exactly what I would do myself. Now, step 4 is finding viral video ideas. And for this, I use the icon method. And it's simple. You look for videos with 5 times more views than the channel's subscriber count. And preferably, you would look for videos that did well from a smaller channel, and even better if the content was either mediocre or bad. And let me show you exactly how I'd do this. So I'm searching for cybersecurity career here, and I'm gonna scroll through the results and look what I found. And here's this video titled "What You Should Learn Before Cybersecurity 2023." And it's by Grant Collins, and it has 1.2 million views, but he only has 220,000 subscribers. So that's 5 times his subscriber count. And the best part is his thumbnail, sorry Grant, I don't mean to offend you, isn't that good. There's 6 words crammed in there, and the title is kind of awkwardly worded with 2023 tacked on the end, right? So people probably aren't gonna watch a video that's 2 years old. And then additionally, when you click on his content, it's not insanely good, right? And this means that we could take his proven concept and make it way better. So let me show you one of my secret weapons, Title GPT. So first, I'm gonna take a screenshot of that successful video that we just found, and I'm gonna upload it to Title GPT. And by the way, you can find that down in the description and the pinned comment below as well. Now, I uploaded it to Title GPT, and let's watch this magic happen. So it's analyzing the video. It's going to be generating title options specifically for cybersecurity career videos. And look at these options. These are way better than the original. So I'm gonna go ahead and select this one because I like it. It's specific, it has a clear target audience, and it creates curiosity. Okay, so now that we have our title, let's create the actual content. So I use AI to save time on the initial outline, and then I add my personal experience and make it valuable. So here is the exact prompt that I would use. Create a YouTube video outline, then you paste the title. The video is for IT professionals trying to break into cybersecurity, including an engaging introduction with a hook, 5 main sections, 1 for each skill, with bullet points and a strong call to action. For each section, suggest visual elements that I could include, and the tone should be authoritative but accessible. Okay, now let's run this through ChatGPT and check out the outline. And by the way, I actually prefer to use Claude, but I know that most people use ChatGPT and it's free to use, so I'm gonna be using it in this case. Okay, so here's the results. Honestly, pretty good. I do like it, but it is missing the personal touch that makes content actually worth watching. So I'm gonna add my own insights here. For example, in the section about networking knowledge, I'm going to add, when I was transitioning to cybersecurity, I realized my basic IT networking knowledge wasn't enough. I had to understand how attackers exploit network vulnerabilities, not just how to set up a network. And in this part, if I had a cybersecurity experience, or maybe I had some friends in cybersecurity, I would either tell my own story or I would tell one of their stories. And even though we are using AI to save time, adding these personal insight is what builds real trust with your audience. Now, additionally, if you have some source material that you really trust that either you made or somebody else made that you think is really good, you can add that as reference. Also, this is what we do with our team. This is a little bit more advanced, but I have my life story that I typed out in a Google Doc. We usually add that as reference. And I have information about my target demographic that I'm making content for as well. And I add that as reference. But I'm assuming that you don't have this at that point, so we're just gonna keep it simple and move on. All right, step 7 is recording my first video. So now it's time to record. And if you're going faceless, here's how I'd recommend to do it. So I'd set up screen recording for our cybersecurity skills using OBS or Loom. For visuals, I'd use simple slides or screen capture of relevant tools and websites. And for voiceover, you don't need fancy equipment. Your phone's earbuds work fine to start. So just record in a quiet room, maybe with a blanket behind your laptop to absorb echo. But honestly, I'd recommend the personal brand approach. So in this case, you could either use your phone or you could just use the webcam that's right on your laptop or your computer. And honestly, all you need is your phone on a $20 tripod. Just as an example, Mr. Ballin, who's one of the biggest YouTubers in the true crime niche, made it to over 5 million subscribers just using his phone. And by the way, if you're thinking, Shane, my audio's not very good, don't worry, we have a solution for that. You can take relatively crappy audio, put it into a tool like Adobe Podcast, and you're gonna have professional level audio afterwards. It is incredible. Now, for a teleprompter hack, just put your outline on your laptop and place it right behind your phone. So here's how I'd start the video. Are you someone in IT that's frustrated with all the skills that you have, but you're being underpaid? Well, hey there, I'm Shane, and I help dozens of IT professionals land cybersecurity roles. And if you didn't know, cybersecurity is the gateway for IT professionals to make multiple 6 figures a month. And today, I'm gonna be showing you the 5 critical skills that you need before you try to break into cybersecurity. Not bad, right? See how much more trust that instantly builds? You're basically saying that you were in their situation a short time ago and you were able to break into cybersecurity and you can help them do it too. Super relatable.
Quick break, this video is sponsored by me. Most of you don't know that I actually have my own coaching program on personal branding and then growing and making money on YouTube. And this is good for complete beginners, maybe even people who just want to get a job by growing their personal brand, all the way up to people who are very advanced on YouTube. And they get to work directly with myself and my team to help them reach their goals. Now, we are opening up 3 to 5 spots, and this is pretty rare. We usually don't have these open. We usually only limit them to select people. But we're opening up 3 to 5 spots, and you can check those out down in the description and the pinned comment below. And in this program, you'll get to work directly with myself and other people who are highly successful on YouTube. Just as an example, Sean was able to go all the way from being stuck, not making very much money on his channel, to making over $500,000 a month. Now, that's an example of one of my more advanced students, but there's lots of examples of people who started off from scratch and they got to 5K a month, 10K a month, etc. So check that out down in the description and the pinned comment below.
All right, step 8 is my automation system, and this is where the real automation magic happens. Now, first of all, I batch everything. First, I'd spend one day researching at least 4 videos at once. So just find 4 proven topics using the icon method. Next, I'd batch all my outlines in about 30 minutes using AI and adding my personal touches. And then I would either record from the outline or I would turn the outline into a full script. And then I would record all 4 videos in one recording session. One outfit, one lighting setup, one day, done. And for editing, since you're using an outline, you're basically going to talk off the top of your head about the topics. Or if you're using a script, you can talk word for word as well. So you don't even need to edit much. Just cut out the mistakes using either CapCut or Descript, which takes about 15 minutes tops per video. And that's 4 videos in less than 6 hours of total work. 1 video a week for a month. And down the line, you can easily hire somebody to edit these videos for you, making it truly automated. But first, learn the process yourself so that you know what quality looks like. And then depending on what type of channel you want to do, you can even hire other people to record the videos for you. Just as an example, my client Thomas completely removed himself from his 8-figure business where he was spending about 8 hours making each video. So if he was making 3 videos a week, he was spending 24 hours a week on his videos, which is not something that a CEO should be doing, all the way down to spending exactly 0 hours a week on his videos and having other people do everything, including the recording. So there you have it. We've built a fully functional YouTube automation business in the cybersecurity coaching niche. Now let's talk monetization. There's so many different ways you can monetize this. Coaching packages, resume reviews, mock interviews, certification study guides, affiliate links for cybersecurity tools. Now, could you do all of this faceless? Sure. That's what little Shane wants to hear. But if I were starting from scratch today, I would definitely go the personal brand route. It's easier to get views, it's easier to build trust, and it's much easier to make money when people can actually see your face because it gets them to know, like, and trust you. Just look at all the successful YouTube channels in this space. Boyd Cluess, Network Chuck, John Hammond, they all show their faces. But be realistic about the timeline. You're probably not going to be an overnight success. I have had clients make a full-time income in less than a month, but that's the exception to the rule. Typically, it takes them 3 to 6 months of consistent posting before expecting significant results. But there's pretty much no business out there that you can become an overnight millionaire from, so 3 to 6 months is actually insanely fast. Now, if you found this helpful, hit that subscribe button and comment below which step you're going to implement first. Now, by the way, you can also build a channel not just to make money, but there are many ways that you can indirectly monetize your channel too. For instance, it's great for networking. You can land better jobs with your channel. So if you're serious about building up your channel, go ahead and book a call with us down in the description and the pinned comment below. And this is going to be a free roadmap call where we'll figure out where you are right now, figure out where you want to be, make a plan to get from where you are to where you want to be, and then see if we're a good fit to work together or not. And this will help you to cut the learning curve and speed up the process of getting results faster. And that's exactly what we helped Sean do, where we helped him build a 7-figure business. And you can check out my interview with him by clicking right here.